Buck. I thought I heard butt, like B-U-T-T.
Yeah, no. I usually call it that.
Is everybody coming through? Well, I guess we won't be able to hear that until the stream starts.
I can hear you guys now. Like I said, I'll talk.
Mr. Vico, at your earliest convenience, if you'll rotate your camera one more time for me again, my dude. My dog.
We are live.
We're live?
Oh, we are?
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
You didn't put PS1, you put, like, spelled out one. It's ugly looking. Fix it.
DJ.
There we are, yes. We are live.
It ain't happening. Alright, well...
what ain't happening?
Surprisingly, we're only 10 minutes late.
I can't see it on the YouTube channel.
Are you sure?
Let me look.
Yes,
I see it. And I hear everybody.
It's showing live for me. I need to...
I'm hearing everybody come through on the stream.
Well. Okay.
We're good.
We're good. We're all here. Welcome, everyone, to another exciting iteration of NostalgiaBate, where we jerk off your nostalgia. And as some of you may know, last week we had a banger of an episode. We reacted to Spike TV, Manscaped, 1,000 Ways to Die. I don't think we made it to Stripperella.
There's no evidence of that ever happening anymore.
Well, I'm getting to that. Shut up.
Only existed in my memory.
We were taken down by big TV, by big pharma, by big government. They came in, they nuked our best show off the face of the planet. So we come to you with a humble iteration today, and that is 2 truths, 1 lie, not 2 girls, 1 cup. 2 truths and a lie on PlayStation 1 games. So the premise of this is we each pick 3 games. 2 of them are games we like. 1 of them is a game that we don't necessarily hate, but we don't really like, or we absolutely hate it. And we each try to
100%.
guess. Exactly. We each try to guess which one is the person's least favorite. But there's some stakes on the line. Whoever is able to win this, whether it's by getting the most correct out of whose is their least favorite, or they are the only person to get 1 correct, they will get to choose next week's topic. Someone give me a cheer sound effect. God damn, you're supposed to be on the money with that. What the hell?
Let's try it again.
Cricket, God damn it, DJ. All right. So they will win.
Anyway.
They will win the ability to pick next week's topic. Just do the fucking clapping thing, DJ, please.
You so dumb.
You're done. Get him out of here. Get him out.
DJ.
We can do without him.
Thank you.
I was promised a delicious Pepsi.
All right. So before we get started, how's everyone's week been? How are you doing? Tell me about it.
I'm alive.
Alive?
Same.
I'm growing. Very much growing.
Okay.
Oh, I went to the water park, and I got my brush because my back is getting itchy now because of the sunburn, and I've been getting super itchy, and I've been scratching my back on walls.
That and all the toddler pee that you swam in.
Everything's like cylinder for some reason. They have like no corners. They're like no corners, bro. So whenever I'm trying to scratch my back, it sucks because it just feels like I'm just rubbing against something dull.
Well, I hope
you need to find an oak tree.
Well,
what's up?
You just need to find an oak tree and scratch your back on it.
I'm not gonna run outside to the tree while I gotta do my job.
If you use a phone, it'd be fine. We would totally wait for you.
You can reenact that video of the bears all dancing by the tree.
So how do y'all feel about? Do y'all want to see like gameplay or like titles or anything for the games that we're gonna look at?
Bare minimum cover art, but I think gameplay would be cool to have.
Or like at least a trailer.
You don't put no copyright us for it, do you?
The gameplay, I think you're good with. We were messing with Viacom thing. Like SpongeBob came in and punched us in the teeth last week. So that's what happened there.
What did you say?
Okay, so we'll go to YouTube and I'll pull up like a trailer for each game, and not each game necessarily. Well, yeah, each game. So how do y'all want to break it down? Do we want one person? Do we want to take turns? And that's how we'll do it. Who wants to go first? Who wants to present their games? Who wants to present their argument?
I'll go first.
You will? Okay. I know you had Twisted Metal Small Brawl, which I do enjoy. I love all of the
I
Twisted
thought he
Metal
was going to
games.
present it awesome.
Looking forward to season 2
Yes.
of the show.
Yeah.
It actually looks more like the game from what they showed.
Is this an actual trailer? Did they make a trailer for this game? Can
Yeah, I
y'all
was going to say
hear?
at the time these games came out.
Can
I
y'all
don't
hear
hear
the
anything
game?
yet.
How come I can't see it on
Not
the
yet.
YouTube, bro?
It should be there.
You may
Oh my
have to
God.
feed the audio through both like you did last week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. No, share stream audio. It is sharing the stream audio. Oh, but see, I'm not. I'm sharing my OBS. That's what it is. Okay, hold on.
I can see it on the TV.
You may have to feed the audio through both like you did last week.
I can see it on the TV.
All right, so this is going to be a pretty low quality video. There's nothing I can do about that.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna start sending it to you. Ready? You let me know when you're ready.
Give it just a. This is a short trailer. It's like 48 seconds.
All right, so this game was Twisted Metal Small Brawl right after Twisted Metal 3, and it was pretty much a little bit of an upgrade to the gameplay. The camera level was a little bit better. It wasn't too close like in the first original Twisted Metal. It wasn't like kind of like third person kind of deal. It was more like a sky view, bird's eye view. The controllers were a little bit better. And it's basically what you think. RC cars just going at it, trying to destroy each other in different scenes. Like you had the mall, you had like a playground, you had the theater, you had the sandbox. What else? You had like different stages. It was a good game.
Interesting. And I think you're wrong. This one came out after Twisted Metal 4. And I think after Twisted Metal Black as well, which was weird because they did a PlayStation 2 game.
I don't think it came after Twisted Metal Black because I had Twisted Metal Black and I played this like 4 years before that.
2001, Small Brawl release. Came out in November of 2001. Twisted Metal Black came out in June. So they released a PlayStation 1 game after a PS2 game. Pretty whack. All right, what was your next game?
My next game was Final Fantasy VII for PS1.
Final Fantasy VII? Okay.
Yes.
Fantasty.
Fantastic.
Final Fantasy. There we go.
Final Fantasty.
Final Fantasy.
Fun fact, I've never played this game.
That is a fun fact.
Yep. There's a lot of hyped up games I've never played.
That second one was the best one.
Here, we'll do this.
Yep,
I'm interested in trying out the remake.
And I'm a big Sephiroth fan, so.
The Final Fantasy VII game for the PlayStation 1. At the time, I had barely gotten a PS1 from the flea market. It was, I think, $80 or something. And I wanted a game to play, but, you know, we couldn't. It wasn't like back in the day where you would get like a Genesis and it came with the 6-pack. This one didn't come with a game. And the only game that was the cheapest was this game in particular.
Which is whack, because this game's expensive as hell nowadays. Crazy.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it was like super cheap. Anyways, I got to play this game, And whenever I was bored and I had nothing to do because I had no friends at the time, I didn't know anybody around. It was probably like my first couple months in the U.S. For the second time, and it sucked. So this game was there, and this game is about walking around, roaming around, and I don't know if anybody is familiar with Final Fantasy.
I'm about to call
It
your
is
bullshit right now.
a lot of fun. It is a lot of
Okay,
fun.
I'm
we're
about
going
to
to
call your
crucify him.
bullshit right now. You did a better job selling Superman 64. Oh, okay. We'll see the next one. But I know where my money's at.
Fear
I just
Effect.
think because I was thinking about picking this because I don't like RPGs. I was like, no, everyone will know because I don't care for RPGs that much. It was secretly Bubsy.
Fear Effect. Now, Fear Effect was a game that I didn't purchase. It was given to me by my mom, and she had no idea what video games were. She just picked out one, and she thought that it was a game that I would like, and she brought it home. And I left it to the side for a long, long time. And then I played it, and this is an adventure game. It had the sky view, and then from one sky view, you would switch areas, and it would switch to a different view. And you had to pretty much like use the D-pad and kind of like down. You had to rotate the character to actually turn around, while your boss enemies would just automatically aim at you. But every time you had to aim, you had to rotate the character like this and aim at that motherfucker.
Tank controls, essentially.
I didn't know. I don't know if they changed the controllers. I think the second one was just the same.
I didn't
And
know if this game had that, like Resident Evil and Tomb Raider had, like you said, like moving on a grid almost.
yeah.
All right. Well,
That control scheme's always irritating.
now that we've entered the discovery phase, now we get to pry questions at Vico and test his grit, test his knowledge, see how well he can sell this shit. All right, Vico. What was the main character's name in Final Fantasy VII?
Cloud
Okay, who was
or
the?
Cloud.
No, it was Cloud. Okay, who was the main villain?
I forget his name, bro. Fuck.
Let me ask you the most important question:
Yeah, I forget
who
his
was the
name.
hot chick in your party?
Who was the what?
The hot girl in the party, best girl in the video game,
What party?
and Cloud's on Cloud's team.
Oh, you just fucked up. You just fucked up. You've never played Final Fantasy VII. You just fucked up.
No, he
You
said
just fucked
party. I don't
up.
know.
Party.
Yeah,
That's
Cloud's
what it
party.
is. When you're playing an RPG, the people in your team is your party.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was called the Sonic. You guys got to
I,
remember, I am Hispanic, so like my words get like you have to tell
Oh,
me what you're talking about.
okay, that's fair.
I
Yeah,
want to
Fine.
sniff
gotcha.
around something else in a second.
Okay.
Small
Okay.
brawl. How'd you get that game?
That game, that game. How did I get it? I went to the pawn shop and I got that game because I went to the pawn shop and I got Twisted Metal, but then I had to sell it because I wanted to try a different game. And at the time, the pawn shops would let you swap. So I finished the first Twisted Metal, and then I went a couple days later and I swapped it for this motocross game. And then I finished it, and I came back, and the guy told me it was the last one I could swap. The last one I could swap. He wasn't going to do it anymore because it wasn't Best Buy. He said he was being cool, and then that's how I ended up with that game.
Okay.
But there was another game. I
Bro, are you
wasn't trying to
smoking
swap.
Miami Mint?
Hmm?
Are you smoking
No, I'm
Miami Mint?
smoking white gummy bear.
Oh, white gummy bear?
Ice.
Yeah. I've got Miami Mint. Okay.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh,
Yeah,
cheers.
cheers.
All right.
Okay. All right. And then your other game was Small
Fear
Brawl
Effect.
Fear Effect.
Final Fantasy.
So I don't know much about Fear Effect, but that seems like a very, very specific game to grab, like a very underrated gem of a title. But
Yeah.
your thing kind of holds water of like your mom not knowing anything about games and just being like, "Oh, that looks cool," and then grabbing it for you.
Yeah.
But was this
Yep.
before or after you came to the U.S.?
This was after I came to the U.S.
So your mom was with you at that time.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I lived in Florida when I was like 13, 16, probably almost 16.
Okay. Bryson, do you have any questions for Mr. Vico?
No.
No.
I think I know.
I think I know too. All right. Show of hands.
Uh,
Who thinks it's Final Fantasy? Oh, never mind. Go ahead, Gold.
but I was going to say, how did you beat Final Fantasy VII?
Yes,
What was the ending?
it was fucking beautiful. You know who reminds me a lot of that wizard character? I have him around here.
Actually,
He
pause.
reminds me of the He-Man character. It's been a while. That's
It's
the
okay.
last Final Fantasy game I played, and I never touched it again because I just never got to it.
Okay. Well, my question is, who dies? What pivotal character dies in the game?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man,
You don't even have to
that
give me a
guy,
name. You can give me. You can just say.
the guy that
Oh,
looks like, but he wears he's kind of like the shadow character of the game.
that's not the answer I was looking for. If you actually played the
I,
game, you would know the character that died because it shook you like a
Yeah.
like you got hit in the face by a bag of bricks.
did you play Final Fantasy VII, Austin?
No, but I've seen enough videos about it to know
Yeah,
about
I watched
Final Fantasy
gameplay of it.
VII.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
One question about Fear Effect. What's the plot of that one? I just wanted to get like a general synopsis so that way, because I have some kind of curiosity about that game.
You
Yeah, it
know,
looks fun.
the thing about Fear Effect is it's fuck. It's been forever since I played it. I kind of forgot, but I think the whole aspect is like I can't remember if they're like the heroes or the bad guys anymore. They're just like see. So you got to take into consideration that at this moment of time, I was taking ESL, English as a Second Language. So most
Right.
of it just sounded like gibberish to me. Like I could only capture like the basic words. So it was kind of hard to understand the game. Most of the games, because all the games were in English. So at this moment in time of my life, all the games were just like gibberish. So I would go mainly
Okay.
for like if it was readable, I would go for that one because I could read it and I could like translate it.
Okay,
So
now that
was
adds
it like a
credence.
very scary game, or
What's up?
did it translate even with like? Because I imagine Fear Effect is like more of a horror game, right? Scary.
It can be. It got a little
Oh,
scary. It got a little
okay.
scary. And you know, I don't play scary games except for Doom for some reason.
I want to see.
Doom.
Okay,
Doom's more actiony.
well let's
Yeah.
not dive off the cliff here. Let's keep this focused. Um,
I'm ready.
all
I'm
right,
ready for you
gents.
guys to
Let's
ask.
let's think about this. Vico, you just sit there and look pretty. All right. So he
Do,
said
do,
that
do,
he
do.
we don't need no music. We're you and I are all in the discovery phase.
Before we
So
Yep.
say anything, before we say anything else, are we when we're all trying to guess? Are we like working as a team, or do we just need to like keep our cards to our chest on this one? I just want to make sure that I get the rules right.
well, it's not so much working as a team, but I mean, we can kind of like go off, like ask each other questions about what they're thinking, and we can make our own decision.
Right.
True.
So like I just figured it was
Mhm.
like one be everybody else whenever you're presenting. So but if each
Well,
individual person is like trying to,
well, it is, but
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
gonna ask y'all. You know what? Never mind. Screw it. Y'all come up to y'all's own conclusion.
He's being strategical
I just
about
I,
it.
I just want to make sure we're playing how we're supposed to play is all. Do
All
we
right.
want to collaborate?
No, no collaboration. All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII is your fake game, or is the game that you haven't actually like you don't know a lot about.
Well, wait, before don't confirm until after everybody's guessed, I guess.
Next.
I'm going to say Final Fantasy VII.
Next.
Because I'm also in the camp. I think RPGs are a little overrated at times. So
Bryson.
I'm gonna go against the grain, and I'm gonna try to win this. I'm gonna go Twisted Metal.
ooh, That was the
See,
first
now
I
that's where you're
eliminated.
wrong, Bryson, because he just said he went for games where he didn't either A, have to read a lot, or B, he could read. Twisted Metal is
Hey,
purely
maybe he's trying to throw you off.
Bro, Twisted Metal is purely a gameplay type of game.
Well, we'll
But
see.
that is
Yeah.
a good guess. I applaud your bravery.
Okay, so here's my situation because it sounds like he doesn't know a lot about Final Fantasy VII, but he didn't go into depth about Small Brawl as much as the other games, so that's why I'm tricked up a little bit.
Well, here's the thing you got to think about. Twisted Metal is kind of a surface level type of game. There's no deep story.
Yeah.
It's all about gameplay. It's like trying to explain the first Mortal Kombat and being like, "Man, I just really love Liu Kang's story, you know, fighting 10 guys and then that little blurb at the end."
It's one of those two for sure. Final answer. Let's see. A Final Fantasy VII. Let's see. All right,
And you're right.
everybody's
I fucking hated Final Fantasy VII. It was the worst fucking game in my life. And I hated it.
I was so 50-50 on that though. I cannot stress that
No,
enough.
here's the thing.
Because I didn't know what the fuck was going on,
Yeah.
and I wanted to do some action, and I just had to select the power and who to attack, and then it was a fucking bitch.
Yeah,
And I-
Alright,
you said this was a time when you were still learning English, right?
no, I just made that part up.
Sure.
I did. I'm struggling with RPGs, and
I was getting caught, so I tried to throw something out.
DJ Bryson, Vika. Hold on, I'm writing up a list that way we can keep track of how many points we all have.
Oh my
Vico,
god.
Bryson, Austin, and Gold.
My favorite
Alright,
game
so
of all
Gold
time.
got one right. I got
Fear
one right.
Effect. To this day. And let me tell you, now that we're clear, let me tell you the plot. So the plot is these guys, they're just trying to, they kind of get like thrown into an event where they're trying to be blamed for something. Because I don't want to throw out the whole thing, but it is a difficult game, but it's also a very hard puzzle game. So you have to use your brain a lot, dude, a fucking lot. It is fucking ridiculous the amount of fucking pressure they put on you. And then the one thing I did like about it. It had 4 discs, so it's a 4-disc game. And once you finish the first one, you gotta go. It'll tell you to put the second disc. You gotta put it. I made it all the way to the 4th disc, but I never beat it because it was so fucking hard.
Okay. Interesting.
It is a beautiful game. If you guys ever want to play an fucking old school game, I'd say go for Fear Effect. Fear Effect 2 is great, but it's not as good as the first one.
It sounds like a fun little niche game. When we get to the N64 one, I'll have some niche ones for you guys.
Well, speaking of niche, Gold Member, I want you to go next. What's your first
All right.
game you want to look at?
Let's do Mega Man 8.
All right, give me just a second to pull up
The
the trailer.
intro to that game is fire. Just put intro. That's all you need for the intro to that game. Yep, there you go. That one was Tomahawk Man or the one Proto Man, either one. Yep.
Okay.
Still the greatest intro to. I'll talk so this doesn't, audio doesn't copyright you, but still the greatest intro to any video game ever. And this one was kind of a black sheep of the family. Like some people loved it, some people hated it, some said it was too easy, some said it was too hard. But this was the first Mega Man game I ever played. And it's pretty much what's influenced, if you look now, the art style, like that 3-0 Mega Man we recently got. That's where we got the style for these characters. And again, this made me think that, that the Mega Man cartoon was going to be like this when I watched it. Because it had all the Robot Masters from all the previous games in the intro. Plus, this was the second appearance of Bass, which is my favorite Mega Man character. And he wasn't in it a lot. And another thing this game is notorious for is the English dub. Because Dr. Light there, he talks like Porky Pig. He calls Dr. Wily Dr. Wally through the whole game. He never says Dr. Wily. He's like, Mega Man, we have to stop Dr. Wally. But yeah, this game
Dr. Wowie.
Dr. Wally. And this game had beautiful, like backgrounds. I loved it. A lot of people complained that it wasn't the pixelated or, whatever. It was the first Mega Man game on newer hardware as far as the classic. And again, still, I don't know if it's my favorite Mega Man game because I love that most recent one. They did 11. But this one's up there. Because, again, we know how much I'm a sucker for Mega Man.
All
Crash
right.
Bandicoot.
So this was your favorite one. Okay. Next.
Crash
Next
Bandicoot
game.
2.
Crash Bandicoot 2.
Crash 2. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, nice.
Because I was torn between this one and CTR, but I'm glad one of you guys picked CTR. Good God. It looked into my soul. So wait. It's just a Naughty Dog.
Is that Elvis Presley?
No.
Okay. So, this was my first game on the PlayStation. And I prefer I played 1 like years later, but 2 was actually my first one. I never played 1 until an ex, she gave me her copy like 10 years later, and I went back and played it. And I still say 2 is the best. It's better than 3, and it's better than 1. I haven't played 4. Love the bosses in this. Was a huge fan of the Tiny Tiger boss fight. I've 100% of this on the old one, and I've 100% it on the Insane trilogy. My favorite boss in this was probably between Tiny and Ripperoo. Another thing I really loved from it was the space levels. I love that 90s aesthetic for space levels. You can be looking up the last one, which was
Be careful about
Legend
going
of the
into
Goblin.
so much detail that you run out of steam on the last game, because I'm starting to kind
Oh,
of...
no, Steve, I've played all these several times. The
Okay.
other thing I say is the
PS1.
final boss of the final boss of Crash 2 was awful. Like, you literally just chased Cortex. Okay, that's really all I've got to say on that one. Play the trailer for this. Because this game recently got remastered, and I really want to play the remaster.
I didn't have to change.
Yeah,
My mom
this
was
game,
so cool I had to change.
favorite boss music. Oh yeah, my favorite boss music of all time comes from this game, and it was from Fight Night with Flippy or Fleepy, the big ladybug that you box with. I never beat this one as a kid. I got like till near the second to last world because the desert level. Yeah, there's the ladybug. The desert level was so annoying in that game. And I'm really hoping that the new remake, fixes a few things in it because it was a really creative game, and it's like after I played the second one and I don't remember much about it, but the first one was so good as far as like the level layout because I think 2 added like mini games. This felt more like a kind of like a Crash Bandicoot type game, more of a 3D platformer. And I never 100% because it was really hard, but I do remember I got up to the Yeti boss fight, and then I got stuck in the desert level because that level was really hard because you had to get like 3 keys and the platforms would fall. And if you missed the platforms, you would die. And I was like, maybe, what year did this game come out? Probably like 99, 2000.
99.
Yeah, so I was like 10 probably when I got this game.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take the hard guess. Unless
You
you
don't want to
guys
ask
want to go ahead.
questions?
If you
Yeah,
go
you need to question me.
no, but I will let y'all go first because I already got mine.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask some questions because you gushed about all of these games. So
Yeah,
how
these are all
many?
part of my childhood.
No, that's fine. I'm just you gushed about all of them. So I've got to ask some questions to narrow this down. Even though I
Yeah.
think I have my answer already. What um did you beat Mega Man 8 when you were a kid?
Yes.
Did you
Yes.
beat Crash 2 when you were a kid?
Yes. Didn't 100% it, but I beat
Wow.
it, yes.
That's a feat.
So
Mm. It was fun.
did
Like I said, the Cortex boss fight was definitely let down.
and you said that you did not beat Croc initially. It went until much later
I've
on.
never beat Croc. I've never beat Croc because I never put my PlayStation back up to play it. That's why I want to play that remake there they've got. Because I really love the game. It's just a matter of I could never get past that last level because the game had tank type controls. Because that was the one flaw that thing had was tank controls.
Okay.
Everything like I probably could have never 100%ed it, but I still like I said, Fight Night with Flippy or whatever the boss is, I still have that on pretty much all my phones, and it used to be my ringtone. It's a hidden gem. Again, it's not perfect, but it was a hidden gem, and I loved it. Like I said, someone said it was supposed to be a Yoshi game, but then they moved it to PlayStation and they changed it.
Yeah, it was originally pitched as a Yoshi game before Mario 64 was made.
Which is why I got the game, because I loved Yoshi as a kid. And I was like, oh, it's kind of like Yoshi. And, I mean, funny enough, it was, like you said.
So, all right, Bryson, you have any questions?
Nope.
So you're dead certain you were completely wrong on Vico. And
Well,
this
technically, I was right. I wanted to go for Final Fantasy, but I went against the grain just to try to get the point.
and you lost the point. DJ,
So,
do you have any
yeah, I
questions
took a
for me?
risk.
Yeah, what's your favorite color?
Black.
All right, that's all.
All right. Well, Vico, what's your answer?
I'm gonna say he despised the Mega Man 8 one because he was telling all this great stuff about it, and it kind of sounded like a disappointment because he was expecting more of the game and it wasn't.
Oh, okay, DJ.
I'll go last.
Bryson?
Croc.
Croc, okay.
I grew up with Croc. It's Croc. Tank controls. I couldn't get past the boxing level.
I
Croc.
love the boxing level.
I'm gonna say Croc because he's too big of a Mega Man fan, and he loves bass, and it was like the second appearance of bass.
Mega Man. Oh,
Yeah.
Mega Man.
So I'm gonna say Croc.
Three Crocs, one Mega Man. Is that right?
So is that, wait, DJ, have you peeked yet?
Oh yeah, it's Croc.
It's Croc.
Okay. Oh damn.
Here's the thing: I didn't absolutely hate this game, but he's right. The tank controls were ass.
This was one of my first games that I ever played, so that's how I know.
So
and you probably be in
Vico
the
said
situation
Mega
where
Man.
no, Mega Man 8 is my favorite Mega Man game.
Okay, so
I
Bryson,
love
you're on the
Mega Man
board.
8. It's easy, but I love it.
DJ and I are tied at most with 2.
Yeah, and I loved freaking Mega Man 8. That game was wonderful.
All right. Okay.
I think it would be a bad pick just because no one knows I'm not gonna betray Mega Man. That's my favorite series.
I want Bryson to speak. I want Mr. Thugonomics himself to speak.
All right, Bryson, go ahead.
Okay.
All right. What's your first game, my friend, my brother?
The first Metal Gear Solid.
Oh well, I know this isn't a game that you can hate.
We can all hate in our own way, Austin.
I'm sorry, I don't think you can.
Just because it's subjectively a good game doesn't mean that people can't hate it. So
I'm not a Final Fantasy 7 fan, like I said. I think it's overrated as shit.
All right, sell us, Bryson.
Tell me on it, man.
All right.
Let me get a prop.
Prop. So this was one of my first games that I ever played. And it was my very first stealth game. So, and I was like, I don't know, 4, so I didn't really get it at the time. Never completed it because it just frustrated me, but going back, great game. The cinematics, amazing. I mean, I don't know.
Metal Gear was my first horror game.
Just a great game.
Is Metal Gear a horror game?
No, but it was my first horror game. I was 4 years old. My dad would play this game on the PlayStation 2. Like, that was like his only game he would play, and I'd watch him. But every time he'd get caught, the alarms would startle me, and I'd run out of the room crying.
Don't worry, I did the same thing with the Jurassic Park game on SNES. The T-Rex traumatized me. I quit. I was like, I'm never playing this again.
That would be side note, that would be an interesting episode. Childhood traumas, just like from like media and stuff like that. That could be interesting.
For media. Sorry, Uncle Frank. I can't talk about you in that episode.
Tell us on the next one.
Next game, Bryson.
Okay, next one. Let's do Team Race.
Who?
The game that is still, I will die on the hill, better than Mario Kart.
Yes, it is.
What'd you say?
So much better.
Yeah, it's better than Mario Kart. this was going to be my pick. Had I not picked Crash 2.
Oh, Crash Team
remake.
Racing.
Yes,
I fucking have
the
it on the
remake of
Xbox.
this is that game. I've pretty much 100% of that game in the remake.
All right, you can talk
Well,
over
man.
this.
Again, I was probably 4 at the time, so never completed the story. But I was all about the battle mode, where you have to eliminate all the other carts, and was it the arcade mode that you did like other people could play?
Yeah, it's like multiplayer mode, yeah.
Yeah, those two, that's pretty much all I spent my time in. I mean, the tracks, not as good as Mario Kart, but the gameplay, much better.
The boost system was a brilliant thing.
Yeah, all of that, and
it had a good roster too back then.
Yeah.
Because there was like 4 or 5 unlockable characters.
Yeah. But as far as the story goes, I never completed it. I don't even think I made it past like the first stage. Just wasn't really my type. I was more of wanted to face other people and just destroy them.
What was
slowly
your
becoming very disappointed in you with it?
Well, when you're 4, you know, you don't really care much about.
I was 5 and had no friends and beat this.
All right.
Last game.
Next
Last
game.
Toy Story 2.
I fuck with that. I rented that from a movie gallery.
Yeah, you and me both rented it. Nice. I rented it too. I made it to the airplane I made it to the rainy level with the evil Buzz, I think.
The only game I remember renting from Blockbuster back in the day was like the Batman and Robin PlayStation 1 game. And I picked it because my uncle was like, pick a game.
Wouldn't it be cool to be Buzz Lightyear? Now you can be Buzz in the new Toy Story 2 video game.
Okay.
Use lasers and whirling torso spins to save the day. Jump, swing, and somersault through the air with a
game
special
follows
rocket and
the
moves
movie.
boots.
Yeah, me either. That was kind of, I don't know what this is.
Scared of the
Just go for gameplay.
In the new Toy Story 2 video game, you are...
No, it was fine. It showed enough.
Thank God the bees took her.
Like any other movie game, it follows the movie that it's supposed to. This was my first 3D platformer. Loved it. I loved the movie, so I love the game. A lot better than most movie games, I would say. And this is the only game of the 3 that I actually completed, because the story mode is the only mode that there is.
Yep.
Well, so Disney does make difficult games. It's been known throughout history. They make the most difficult games ever. And the reason that they make them difficult is for you not to finish them so quick, and you can keep playing.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen, ask your follow-up questions.
Now, I have a question. On your Crash Team Racing game, who was your main character to race with?
Crash.
Crash?
Yeah.
Who was the equivalent
Engine man myself.
Who was the equivalent to Crash on the bad guy side?
I have no idea. Honestly, I can't remember.
Okay.
I have a 2-part question, and I may have missed the answer to this already. You may have answered some questions. So, like, how far did you say you got in the game? And what was your favorite part of Metal Gear Solid?
How far did I get? Not far, like 2 or 3 missions. I kind of gave up on it, just because I didn't
anything
understand.
specifically that stands out.
No, I just couldn't grasp like the stealth concept most of the time, and I had my parents' help, honestly, or else I probably wouldn't have finished the.
Oh yeah, I mean, same boat. I had to get into the game as I got older, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've got a question. So you said that you revisited Metal Gear Solid. I guess that was a lie then, because you said when you got older you went
Well,
back
when
and
I say
played it. So
revisited, I mean like I watched a playthrough.
okay.
So
Oh,
like I watched the cinematics and like uh got like the concept of the game, but like I never played it all the way through and didn't really retain most of the information from the actual game just because it was like on the back burner, like while I'm doing other things, just watching the gameplay.
All right, Gold, you got a question for him?
Who was the main bad guy, or what was the main story of Crash Team Racing? It was a pretty simple plot.
I didn't play the story.
Yeah, but this cutscene was at the start of the game, when the game started up.
I have no clue.
all
God,
right.
this
It's
one's
One,
hard.
hard.
Okay.
I'm trying to be
I'm
disappointed in you,
sorry.
Jay.
I'm
I'm
one,
very
sorry.
disappointed in you.
one last question. How many times did you play? No, that's more like a direct question. You're obviously gonna lie about it. Okay, here we go. Here's the next one. Who is your favorite Toy Story character?
Like
Oh.
just in general.
Yeah.
Um.
Okay, let
Twinkie.
me narrow it down for you. Who do you like more, Woody or Buzz Lightyear?
Woody.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Zerg is the right answer, but okay.
No, go fuck
No,
yourself.
no.
Time. I don't want to go first. Who wants to go first?
Austin loves Woody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like a good Woody when I've got a buzz. Yeah.
We'll let you play Wild Woody.
Okay. I don't want to go first, honestly. DJ,
Gold member.
you take point.
Gold member.
Yeah. No, let DJ do it. He's not went first a single time, I don't think.
Yeah, that's
Oh
true.
yeah, that's right. You go first, DJ.
I'm gonna go because I think I know what mind games he's playing at this point. I think he picked Toy Story 2 to piss you off. I don't think he likes it, so I'm gonna go Toy Story 2.
I'm gonna go with
Daring
Toy
today,
Story
aren't
2.
we?
So I think Toy Story 2 is the game that he doesn't like. Because just because you beat a game doesn't mean you liked it.
Yeah, some
Toy
of us
Story
had to
2
be
is a
just because
good
I thought we
game.
had.
And this guy's out here saying he
But I
didn't
think
even
he
make it through.
doesn't like it, so he's saying it to antagonize you, just to like mess with you a little bit.
But he doesn't know how much I like Toy
That's my
Story.
thought process.
Oh, I know. I
Well,
know
then fuck,
you've
it's
got
Toy Story
all the
2.
figures.
It's Toy Story 2.
He's going
Toy
full
Story
Disney
4.
adult on us.
Just to let y'all know.
What'd you say, Pico?
Toy Story 4. Beautiful.
No, fuck you, Vico. Fuck you, Vico.
I've only seen
All the
3.
Toy Story games
I'm
are
working
good.
on a Forky custom.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, Gold member. What's your pick?
Oh, let's see. So I'm trying to think Metal Gear would be something maybe you hated back then because you were small, and I'd have been the same way with a stealth game. But I'm also, like I said, I'm be very disappointed if you put Crash as it. So I'll say Metal Gear, just because it's such a popular game. Maybe you think it's overrated, like I did with Final Fantasy. Maybe.
Everybody went.
What?
Has everybody went?
Yeah, everybody's
I
gone.
think everybody's went.
Hey, are we still here? We good?
I'm starting to get on the fence about it because
I mean,
I locked it in, didn't I? I don't know.
I mean, I don't think we've exactly locked in yet. Because here's where I'm at. So, yeah, he may be trying to troll me by saying Toy Story 2, but at the same time, he did purposefully say, like, if you don't like a game, even as a kid, like, if he said he purposefully beat Toy Story 2 as a kid, okay? He beat it as a child. If you don't like a game as a kid, you are not picking that bitch back up. You're just not. The one game
Of
he
course, he
said
may
that
not
he.
even be telling the truth about that.
I think he was telling the truth because he spoke a lot about it. and he was even upfront about not doing the story mode of Crash Racing and just playing the multiplayer mode and the battle mode. He made no bones about saying, I don't give a fuck about the story. And he made no bones about saying, I did not finish. But he held Crash up in a positive light. Metal Gear, he said, I didn't really understand it. I only played through 3 missions. My parents helped me. I put it down, never picked it back up. But I watched a playthrough later in life. I am flipping, and I'm going Metal Gear.
I've said that's what my pick was, Metal Gear.
Well, see, like I'm on the fence because it could be a red herring. He may be like, I don't know anything about Metal Gear. It's one of those two, I know.
Metal Gear is a very obtuse game to get behind as a child. Even we're about to hit a timer of 30 seconds when the
ready. Okay, let me say this real quick. All right, second try, guys. Second try. Last pick. Go.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Toy Story. Fuck it.
Toy Story. Bryson?
It was actually Crash Team
Metal
Racing.
Gear. I hate all the Metal Gear games. They're overrated as...
Fuck you, DJ.
Except Rising Revengeance.
Fuck you, DJ.
So it wasn't a troll on you, it was a troll on me.
Troll me once, shame on you.
I'll take this and leave. I brought up props. I thought you were on my side.
No, I've never played a Metal Gear that I liked.
Have you played Rising Revengeance?
Yes.
Okay, see, that one's good. You're wrong. The soundtrack alone in that one carries it.
I think I've just come to the conclusion I don't like that style of game.
You don't like stealth games. That's fine.
Because I've never met a person that does not like Crash Team Racing.
Yeah, I was going to say, that game's brilliant.
What's there not to like?
All right, DJ, since you were the big loser on that one, you get to call out your games next.
Okay, let's go Atlantis Lost Empire. So I had to pick more obscure games because Austin and me used to go game collecting all the time. So we kind of know each other's stuff back and frontwards and backwards. So I had to really dig deep on some of this. So I went back to my childhood. I had tons of PlayStation 1 demo discs because my parents got the PlayStation 2, but they were like, well, it's cheaper to buy PlayStation 1 games. And oh, look, a demo disc, $5. Go nuts, kid. Play 20 games, and it would just be like one level. But eventually I got to play all these games. So I have experience on all of these. Atlantis was a really fun game. I enjoyed the movie. I got to see it in theaters as a child. My favorite level on this one, it's actually the same one from the demo. It's the lava mission. You go through... Well, I got to play that one a lot, but anyway, so yeah, there was a snippet of it. So there's like these lava creatures. You switch between characters constantly. Because each of them have a different ability. So some of them you can use bombs, some of them can fix different equipment, and some of them can unlock doors. I really, really enjoyed this game growing up. So
no more like
definitely give it a shot if you like any of the classic Disney stuff. Tomb Raider was the next game. Yeah.
Tomb Raider.
So, Tomb Raider is a classic, you know. Some people put this in their spank bank, I guess, back in the day. I was obviously too young, but I really enjoyed every bit. I think my favorite level on this one is the tomb where you swim underneath the tunnel and you come up and there's like a bear waiting for you, and that is just such a fun fight.
Is this getting
but
hard?
I don't. This isn't okay. There it is. I was about to say, like, when does they turn into Tomb Raider? But yeah, lots of cool stuff going on with this game. I enjoyed it a lot.
Anybody getting sexually aroused right now?
Oh, because you're doing the boobs?
Yeah.
I was already at Croc.
Okay, if there's one AI site...
Wait, you were horny for Croc?
I told you I liked Yoshi back in the day. Laying them eggs.
That is
laying them eggs.
Okay, what was your last game?
You gotta turn off autoplay. The last one was Crash Bash. So Crash Bash was another one I got to play a lot as a kid. It was basically like Mario Party, but with the
Crash
Crash
was good.
characters. Yeah, similar to the Crash Team Racing was like Mario Kart, but this one was really fun as a like all the mini games are just bangers. So I think my favorite one from this was like the 4-way Pong, where you have to like basically
fun,
try to knock everybody out, and whenever you're the last one standing, you win, basically. The polar bear one you're seeing there was pretty fun. You're trying to knock people over. Huh?
We've heard all we need to hear.
Yeah, this game was ass. I will tell you, I had this game sucked ass.
Yeah. So here, I'm gonna go ahead and lock in Crash Bash right off the rip. You want to know why? You want to know why I'm locking in Crash Bash? Because Tomb Raider and Atlantis are two very, very similar games. So, and Atlantis and Tomb Raider look like really fun games. This does not.
It wasn't the same team. They all got fired, I think. It was a totally different team that made this game. It was not the original Naughty Dog. Or they made it in like a month. There was like a whole, if you look up, there was a whole bunch of stuff they got away with making this game with like unair-conditioned offices. They got treated horribly making this game to pump it out. This game sucked. It was not a labor of love.
This game was fun as hell. Okay, so you already got your pick.
Yeah.
And you already got your pick. Bryson, go.
Crash Bash. It's Crash Bash all the way. It's Crash Bash all the way.
I think it's Tomb Raider. I think as a kid he actually liked Crash Bash.
Yeah, as a child potentially, but the thing that as a kid I could see with Tomb Raider is I hate the tank controls, and I'm thinking maybe the same with you. That movement was annoying.
He hates tank controls. He hates tank controls with a passion. Dude won't go back and play the old school Resident Evil or anything because he's like, but the tank controls. He won't go back and play the GameCube version because of the tank controls. No, y'all are wrong. Okay, I'm actually gonna sit on my podium right here, right now, and explain to you why tank controls are actually good. All right, when you're playing a survival horror game like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, whatever. What's scarier whenever, especially during the time period? So put yourself in the mind of like 1990s. Okay. You've got at most 2 zombies on screen at one time. At most 2 or 3 enemies on screen at one time during Silent Hill. They're not hard enemies necessarily if you just get around, if you can maneuver around them in full 3D control. So one, having the mix up of, well, if I go up, that's actually down, and if I go left, that's actually right because of how the controls reorient themselves. That's more frightening because you're fumbling with controls, you got monsters coming at you, you're low on ammunition, DJ's slinking in the corner. It's more engaging to...
What I was going to say is
I just want to say that Tomb Raider has gotten updates recently to not have the tank controls, so I mean...
What I was going to say was Austin is 100% right with horror. It's fine with... But with Tomb Raider, you had to have jumps to get across gaps, and same with Croc. With a platformer and Tomb Raider, it was shit. But
they don't need to be in platformers. Not at all. I'm not agreeing for that. No.
Yeah, but no. With the there was nothing like sitting there fumbling like crap the zombie, and you were trying to get you. Yes, because that emulates the whole tripping over your own feet in a horror movie. That was fine.
I was just getting to the point that DJ hates tank controls, so it could very well be Tomb Raider. It could very well be. I could be wrong, but
I'm just letting my own Crash Bash come out.
As it stands, though, I'm in the lead, so Goldmember, you're the only other person that's really right behind me that can dethrone me from picking next week's topic, like I've been doing this whole time on the show. So...
He's admitting it's rigged.
So, it doesn't really matter what I choose, because you could still get it wrong. However, he does hate tank controls. But is he basing his like of Tomb Raider off of the modern port or the original port?
As I was saying, this game didn't even get a remake. It's that bad. They remade all the old Crash stuff, and they had to do like a whole online season pass Fortnite thing for this. They didn't even do like the original game, and it was the same 4 mini games or 5 mini games over and over. They just got harder.
What you got?
But he might have actually liked this game because there was a glitch on the demo disc where you could just play the full game.
That is true, yeah. I remember that.
I don't know, Bryson. Where's your
Well, that
thoughts
was on.
this?
That was on
What
a
am I
separate one, I
on?
think.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have that one.
I know what it was on. It was on like Spyro or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like on Spyro, yeah, because there was something with Spyro where you could play a full game
I
if you unlocked
had
the
PlayStation Underground disc growing up.
demo. Yeah, I had a bunch of I had the demo disc with Test Drive 5 and Medieval and all those games.
That's weird. I had the
Shit.
Test Drive 5 actual game, but I didn't
Nice.
have the
I would
demo
have
disc for
loved to
that
have
one.
played that.
Yeah.
Test Drive 6 was the shit. It was the best test drive because you could race with friends with the memory card, and if you lost your card, and it would go to their memory card.
Oh,
Oh, that's
neat.
pretty badass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
shit was
neat.
dope. I lost a couple cars, but not all of them.
Yeah, I lost a couple
That's
cars, but they were
cool.
just the junkers I didn't give a fuck about. Whatever.
Pretty much.
Yeah, well, they
What
were
I
trying
keep
to race me for my
up
digital
to
cars. I was too busy banging their girlfriends behind the playground in school. Fucking chodes.
How old is he in this scenario? Because that's horrifying.
Well,
It's not how you drive the
he's
car. It's the
school
driver that
age, so he's legal. If he's the same age as the people he's banging, DJ, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's not that.
We've been in dark territory fast. What about Crash Bandicoot? Good old Cash
All right. Let's lock in. Gold member, your vote.
Yeah, I think I'll wait till last this time since I usually go first.
All right, Bryson, your vote.
I think Bryson's answer.
I'm still going with Tomb Raider.
Okay. Me, I'm gonna say also Tomb Raider, just because he was a kid, and I think it got a little bit too hectic. And were your parents strict or not?
Oh, very, very. But I mean, it wasn't like a big deal.
That's
because he was wearing clothes.
That's my there goes my answer. I don't think you played it not because you didn't like it, but because you probably didn't like it. No, this is the thing, you didn't like it. Wait, what are we talking about? Okay.
Video games.
Put down the helium.
Actually,
Tomb Raider.
I'm holding firm with Crash Bash because DJ loves 3D action adventure games. He loves games like Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. He loves games like Tomb Raider.
Good one.
He loves games like Atlantis. Yeah, no, Crash Bash. Go ahead, tell us your answer or the lie.
I'm saying I'm locking in Crash Bash.
Okay, it was Tomb Raider. I like other games in the series more.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
You weren't.
Even on the modern port, the saving system pisses me off because you'll get so far and you'll die, and if you didn't save, you got to start all the fuck over. So yeah.
Bravo.
Crash Bash, I still enjoy to this day. I think some of those mini games are way more fun than
I think they're more fun.
I've had more fun with those mini games over Mario Party, and I know I'm in the minority on that, but that's just where I'm at.
My favorite one was the bear and the pinball style with the metal ball.
Pong, 4-way Pong. Yeah, that was me too. I was going to say I wanted to go. Oh, good.
Oh, and then I was just gonna say Atlantis is just a banger game that you guys should definitely check out, even if you're not familiar with the movie.
I was going to say, because the thing is, all these games that are hyped up, and again, you'll see this later on down the road when we do other topics that I've played a lot of. I always see the games that are this is the best game ever, like Earthbound. I do not give two craps about Earthbound. So I was maybe he picked Tomb Raider because Tomb Raider is just one of those things. Everyone loves it, but then it's just it's a little overrated.
I didn't really care for the tank controls in a platformer game, but the modern port fixed that because now it's just standard controls. But I can't tell you how many times I've had to start over a big chunk because I just forgot to save and.
Yeah. Some of my favorite Let's Players are in the same way. I watch them when they're playing it with the tank controls, and it would be the longest. I'm I can't watch this because they would keep messing the same stuff.
No.
What game is this?
It's Destruction Derby 2.
Oh, dude, yours now, right?
I remember that one. That was a shit.
So, Destruction Derby 2 is a semi-racing game, but I never really played the racing on it just because I wanted to smash cars. As you can see, you had all these crazy destruction portions, and just crazy shit going on, like cars flying everywhere. But I never really played the racing portion. I played the destruction derby portion where you're just in a giant pit and cars are
I
ramming
like
into
this.
you everywhere. And it was a fun time. I played with my cousin a lot, and yeah, I mean, my dad always played a lot of racing games and shit with me. Gran Turismo, Gran Turismo 2. So this was one of the ones that I had that I just played. Oh, and Ridge Racer, fucking Ridge Racer on N64 is the shit. Um, so yeah, that's Destruction Derby.
This looks
Um,
fun. This does look fun.
and yeah, yeah.
The destruction stuff looks cool for its time. Pretty
Yeah, I mean,
impressive.
all those polygons flying off, it's fucking incredible. And your car had all these like damage points to where it would like perform differently based on what was wrong,
Oh,
like what was
neat.
damaged. So yeah, pretty cool game. Um, I was gonna put Silent Hill on here, but y'all know that I love Silent Hill. Like the first one, I think is
Yeah.
underrated, and so happy that it's getting a remake officially. So I'm not putting that on here.
Times.
Instead, I'm gonna
Wait,
go
you're
with.
you're changing it last second? I thought we were supposed to lock it in before we started.
Well, but we never really saw, so I told you I'm going back to with the list that I told you initially today. See, you
I
don't
don't
even
remember
remember.
that list now.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
Bullshit.
I say Silent Hill. I
It's not
know
bullshit.
you love that game.
Yeah,
It's
so
bullshit.
I'm not fucking.
That's why
I'm
I
not.
picked Mega Man because no one's going to think I hate Mega Man because I love it.
What's this? I
Uh,
think I
it's
remember
Oh, yeah.
medieval. I wish I could find
Yeah.
the original
Dude,
trailer.
fucking hated that game, dude. It was
Here.
so scary, dude.
Yeah, this is one of my ones with childhood trauma on the demo disc. The zombies scared me. The music and the groans they would
See,
make freaked me out.
no, that's bitch talk. Because medieval is it's a really fun like action adventure type game. You're this skeleton dude. I guess this is not actually a trailer. You're a skeleton dude that rises from the grave. You're missing one eyeball. You've got full control. You just fight shit, fuck shit up. I never played this as a kid, but I did experience it on my PSP later on.
I was about 6.
Huh?
I was about 6 when I played the demo.
Let's see. At 6, I was watching The Exorcist, so I can't relate.
Tonight, you. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. You'll find out later.
So I enjoyed the art style. I like the gameplay of it, and it got a remake. This was a game good enough that Sony was like, "Hey, let's finally remake a PlayStation 1 game that we can't just upscale."
Yeah.
So, very very enjoyable game. Very very enjoyable game.
I love it now. Going off the horror, like I said, it was just as a little kid that freaked me out.
All right, last one. What you got? What you got, Austin?
That Curious George video is really good.
Coming Halloween 1998.
Oh, so you are sticking with oh no.
Oh, I already got my answer.
Yeah, I've got my answer as well.
Yeah.
No, so Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. Okay, that cutscene's fucking whack.
Sell us on the
But
music.
no,
Go ahead.
this was
Nobody
a.
in the world. Nobody in the world likes this game.
You'd be surprised. I like it.
Okay.
You're lying.
The fuck? I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm laughing because y'all are funny. No. See, and I'll tell you why I like this. Because y'all are already going out here and throwing accusations and assuming, so fuck y'all for one. For two, no, I appreciate that they tried to do the side-scrolling aspect of the Mortal Kombat games with the digitized. I like how it tried to add some actual backstory in. And it's got the combat and stuff there. It's not a bad game. I never played it as a child, but I do love Mortal Kombat very, very much. It's the best fighting game series ever made, and I do enjoy this game quite a bit. I've played through a little bit of it. Save states certainly help because I played it on emulation, and yeah. So since you already think you know so much, go ahead, fucking try me. Go ahead, try me. No,
How do you beat the final boss? How do you beat the final boss?
I never said I beat it.
You probably watching anybody, but who is the final boss?
I don't
You tell
know.
me that?
No, I can't.
Mm.
All right. See, there's a character in Mortal Kombat 11 that is playable for the first time, and it's got wind powers. What's his name?
Are you trying to say Fujin? Is
Yeah.
it Fujin? Fujin was first
Yep.
playable in Mortal Kombat 4.
He was actually first appearance on this game.
Well, yeah, but you said Mortal Kombat 11 he was first playable. He was actually first playable in 4.
Mm.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm testing your knowledge.
Okay.
You have
Okay.
any? Yep. You have any
Bryson,
complaints about medieval?
No complaints really. I think it for the age of the game, not counting the remake because I don't count remakes, I don't count ports. The age of the game, I think it's perfectly fine and serviceable. It's got really good, well-defined art style. The controls are decent enough for that era, and I like the action.
There was a little bit of grindiness. I was wondering how you felt about the grind. There's some things where you have to grind some stuff. That's what I was
I don't
wondering.
mind grinding a little bit. That's why I've got a grinder account.
Does
What
anybody?
was your
Good place to get
That's a joke.
sandwiches.
That's a joke. That's a joke. I'm married.
That's not a joke.
Full
I've
life.
seen it.
How far did you get in medieval?
So, full disclosure, I've had to pick some games that I haven't invested a ton of time in just because of DJ being on the show with us. So these are more games that I know of and have played some, not like all the way through, but I'd say probably like 2 or 3 levels. Just because if I picked the games I actually wanted to pick, DJ would win. Just like he
He would
had to
know,
kind
you
of,
know.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
anybody wants to go first, go ahead and go first. But I got one last question, and well, no, not one last question. I'm actually ready to go. But who wants to go first?
So
No,
I'm
that's a
going
good
off the
question.
fact that he likes taller.
No, it's not really a question. It's more like an assertion,
Okay, make an assertion.
a visual speculation. I've seen you crash. I've heard you crash out on fucking party animals, bro. And fucking Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero. There's no way. There is no way you like that game. So my vote is going to that Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero game.
Okay.
He didn't talk that much about the racing games, what I'm thinking. So he didn't talk that much about it. He just said he played it a little bit.
No, I talked to.
He didn't talk
I was more in depth with the racing game than I was Mortal Kombat Mythologies because I haven't beaten
Which could be.
Mythologies, and I've played more of that racing game. I can show it on my shelf. I do not have. Maybe I do have Mythology Sub-Zero, but I do not have
That's one you're
Medieval.
more nostalgic about.
Huh?
Because you're probably me on that. That's one you like more, like you said, you have good memories of playing it.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I do not own Medieval. I think I own Mythology Sub-Zero on physical, and I know I still have my copy of Destruction Derby because I haven't gotten rid of really any of my PlayStation games. So,
I have no
but
clue where any of mine are. I sold some.
I say what you want to say what you do. It's fine. But
You need to play Casper for PlayStation 1.
I haven't played Casper for PlayStation 1.
It's
Anyway, we got one
it's
more
okay.
thing. I see DJ spinning his wheels back there.
DJ,
right.
you go first because you know this man better than any of us.
What you got, DJ? Go,
Yeah.
go, DJ.
He's a Twisted Metal guy. He's a Twisted Metal guy. So Destruction Derby is where I'm leaning right now. But I don't think he's played a lot of Medieval. So I don't know if that's a red herring.
I guess you liking Medieval just for the art style because I like it just for the art style.
What would me being a Twisted Metal guy have to do with me not liking
Because
Destruction Derby?
you're always very purist on it. You're like, well, this is good, but it's not Twisted Metal. This is
But-
good, but it's not Twisted Metal. And
But
stuff.
see, here's the
this
thing.
is good, but it's not Mortal Kombat.
But
So
see,
like that's where I'm going.
No, but see, here's the thing about Twisted Metal is when it's car destruction, it's like a car fighting game. Destruction Derby is not in that category. So I would place Destruction Derby more along the lines of like a Test Drive or a Gran Turismo. I would not place it in the same category as a Twisted Metal. So that, like, if we were talking about Vigilante 8, then yeah, I'd be like, nah, fuck that, Twisted Metal. If we're talking about, I don't know, Carmageddon, yeah, fuck that, Twisted Metal. I don't know. You're looking. You're Your
He's on the
reasoning is
wrong way.
invalid.
He was really good that he picked like an ass game like Mortal Kombat.
Bryson, what
And
you
then
got?
he picked,
But I know that I actually think he does like it.
I know that's going to scare me if he does.
I honestly,
There are worse things in this world than Mortal Kombat mythology, Sub-Zero. In the Mortal Kombat franchise.
Name one.
I will name one after this is done, because I'm not going to throw away my hand, fuckers.
He's like a mobile game.
Fuck it. Let's go
you
Destruction
pick?
Derby 2. I'm going Destruction Derby 2. I really think there's something to it there.
I'm going with Destruction Derby with you. He was kind of selling me a little bit there with it at the beginning, but then he kind of trailed off a little bit with it. I mean, there's a part where I noticed in your voice. I can't explain it. My brain was like,
what more could I possibly say about Destruction Derby?
You got to use both hands. You got to use both hands,
okay,
man.
I was using both hands, but the game's kind of surface level. It's a fucking you ran cars into other cars. What more can I talk about?
Got to incorporate the map.
Listen, when it comes, fine, I'll elaborate more on Destruction Derby 2. When it comes to Destruction Derby 2, it is a enjoyable car destruction game that was made in like 1997, 98. There's no story mode. There's multiplayer, but there's nothing like to sink your teeth into as far as like Crash Team Racing. There's
It's
no
like a Mario
Kart
thing.
It's not even Mario Kart. It's like a Gran Turismo game. There's you
just put it in play. I get that part, yeah.
So what I gave you was the most that I experienced with it. You race cars and then you can also smash cars. So
because I'm sure you had Twisted Metal as a kid on the PlayStation. I bet you had Twisted Metal.
No, I do fucking love Twisted Metal, but I never owned it as a kid. I did not get into Twisted Metal until me and DJ were wasting too much money on retro games in our college years. Which I do have the long box copy of Twisted Metal 1. So.
Oh, cool.
And I've got all of them.
It's Primal Rage somewhere here.
I've got 1 through all of them, I believe, up until the PS3 copy.
We need a good Sweet Tooth figure.
What's your answer?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you pick, because I'm still fence riding at the moment.
Okay, so from the list we put on the website, right, I thought I had an idea of which one it was right off the bat. But when you took out Silent Hill and replaced it with Medieval, I knew. If there's one thing I know about you, Austin, it's you like destruction. So there's no way that it's Destruction Derby.
That's why I'm fence riding.
You love that game. I know you do. And Medieval, I don't know much about it, but considering it replaced Silent Hill, I'm going to go with the assumption that you also like that game. So I'm going Mortal Kombat.
I won't go Mortal Kombat just because it sucks. That game sucks. Even if I'm wrong, you're wrong for liking it. So I'd rather be on the right side of history. By that logic.
All right, Vico, what was your response?
Mine was Mortal Kombat. Last round, guys. 3.
Last round.
2. Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Derby. I'm going Derby.
DJ was the only one to get it right.
Damn it.
No! I knew Derby. He was fighting me on it so hard, that's how I knew.
Yeah.
Well, your assertions were wrong. It is not even in the same league of Twisted Metal of like me being a purist. You are right, I am a purist. So that is correct. You were right on that assumption, but to compare it to Twisted Metal, that's what I was taking anger with, because it's like apples and oranges.
See,
no,
like,
destruction.
I could see you as a kid. You'd have Destruction Derby or Twisted Metal in your hands. You'd be like, I'm not playing this shit, and you throw it behind you. And you just play Twisted Metal. That's exactly what you do. So that's my logic.
So, fun fact, Destruction Derby 2 is actually the biggest piece of shit. Actually, not the biggest piece of shit I've played, but in context of this list, It is. That destruction derby mode I was telling you about, where you're in like a pit and you're racing and you're doing all that shit, or like running into each other. The computer cars just all swarm you all at once to where you can't even fucking move. They just
And I
they're
remember
like magnets.
gushing about Mortal Kombat Mythologies being like pretty cool for being a story-driven game during college. And I honestly I hadn't given it too much play, but every time I played it, I didn't think it was a bad game. Maybe I need to get further in to see what you guys are saying. But
you know what?
Here's worse. Here's worse.
So I know I tricked the three of you. Gold, you were almost on it, but I was like, nah, I got to go in hard. He's the only person that could dethrone me or have us figure out what to do for a tiebreaker. So I've really got to fuck him. So
thank you. Been a while.
So here's what is a bigger piece of shit that I could not put in my list because DJ knows I despise this game. I had it as a kid. I could not get past the first level. It was an absolute dog shit. And for y'all to think Mythology Sub-Zero is the worst thing in the Mortal Kombat franchise, y'all don't even know the fucking Mortal Kombat franchise.
It's the Tetris thing. Please don't say it's the freaking
it's
Tetris
not.
thing.
This is the Puzzle Fighters.
Special Forces.
Oh no, I forgot about it. If that's what it is.
Y'all out here fucking saying, Mythologies is the worst thing.
He showed me how bad it was. He put it on and we played it together and it was dog shit.
Yeah, I forgot about this horror. But this was a trauma that was walked away.
I had this as a kid, okay? This was one of my like 20 or 40 games that I had as a kid for the PlayStation, okay? Okay.
Like 9 or 10. So my thing was limited on this.
This dog shit. You run around a fucking maze that you have no direction for. It's ass. There's no real combat. Like, watch, this is combat.
They're pretty good.
Maybe he's just a really good fighter, yeah.
I think a maze fighting game could be fun, but they just didn't do it good, so.
No, this to me is still probably PlayStation 1. Because Bubsy, I didn't experience that until later in life, and like by that time, I knew it was a bad game. Rascal, I knew that was a bad game going into it. This, my dad was so excited, got it for me as a kid. I play it, I'm just like the opening cutscene was really cool. Where's the opening cutscene?
I'll tell you a good hidden gem on here if you ever get to play it. It's Glover. The Glover for PlayStation 1 was actually different than the N64, and it was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one. That one's okay.
Glover sucked on N64, but it's really good on...
You know what's a really good game for the PlayStation 1 that not a lot of people know about, and it's fucking amazing, and it's hard as fuck? Monkey Magic.
I hadn't heard of that one.
It is.
I'm really looking forward to when we do the N64 because I got a gem for you guys.
That'll be the next time we do this type of thing. We'll be in 64. But
I've got a gem.
To finish off on Special Forces or whatever, Mythologies, at least they had a vision for it. At least they were like, hey, we want a side-scrolling beat 'em up in Mortal Kombat style. And that's what they delivered. Is it really hard? Is the platforming kind of shaky? Yes. But does it execute on the vision? Yeah. This was a failure from the top down. It does. Yeah. It does execute on it. I play this one, Vico. Download an emulator on your phone. Grab a ROM. Play this and tell me you had fun. You've played this?
Nope. I didn't have fun with Annihilation either.
Annihilation?
No fun with what's it called?
I think he meant Mythologies.
Mythologies.
Well, I can't say Mythologies is great, but it's better than this.
So you run past the final boss at the end to beat it. You don't even fight it. You jump over him and run.
Yeah. You want to play a really fun game PlayStation 1? Go play Frogger for the PlayStation 1. That shit was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
This shit was ass. This shit was ass. And Medieval, I just threw it on there to be like a curveball. I've played a little bit of it, but not enough to really form a valid opinion, which is why, had I played Silent Hill on there, all of y'all would have been like, oh, Silent Hill. Well, that one's obviously he likes that. And then Mythologies.
Oh, yeah. Well, you could have done me. I put Mega Man.
You said that Silent Hill, like, whenever I had that on the list, you knew which game it was. Like, what about Silent Hill? Why? Because I like Silent Hill, or because...
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, okay.
So I was just using my reasonable deduction skills, I guess, but I was wrong.
Well. Since
I was
better
just
than
like,
that.
I was pretty sure like Destruction Derby was like, yeah, that's the game because he loves mythologies and he subbed Silent Hill with Medieval. I don't know why he would sub the game with
I
a
didn't
game
think
he
it'd be that
hated all
one.
of a sudden.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be that one because, again, you're like me. We like horror. Like, we like horror stuff, so that wasn't going to be the one. But
fuck.
there was something when you were first talking about the trailer for the Destruction Derby. I'm like, yeah, that's the one. But then I backpedaled.
Yeah. Well, fuck.
Like, you
Okay,
couldn't
so
convince me until later.
how do you want to split the tie, DJ? Because it's you and I that have the most points. I think it needs to be related to what we just did in some way. Like, it
What
can't
if
be
we
a coin
just
flip.
like? What if we choose together? We could do that, so that way we both. You know, you want to just like collaborate on a topic,
Well, because we were talking
or
about
do
the
we?
topics we had, because next week is marketing, like some form of marketing. My
Didn't we
choice
have
was,
something in mind?
yeah, I did. I was going to go for the marketing for Blair Witch, and I think you have been talking about all the, like, bumpers and stuff for, like, Toonami and Cartoon Network or whatever.
All right. I got an idea, and you don't have to jump on it.
We
but
could do technically both in a way.
I have an idea, and it's
I
not.
only know about Toonami on that one.
You don't have to jump on it if you want. How about you pick one commercial, and y'all have to guess. Was that one of your favorite commercials, or one of the commercials that you went, ugh, this fucking bullshit again?
I don't know how
for
we
a
do that.
tiebreaker?
Yeah.
But hold on, the Scooby Doo project before you decide on anything. Do you want to do like a 50-50 thing there? Because it would segue.
So, but what would the episode look like? Would it be we start with Cartoon Network bumpers, or do we start with just the Project Scooby Doo and then segue into Blair Witch?
We can start with the Blair Witch and then use Scooby Doo to segue, I guess, if you want.
Okay, that might be the best way to go about it because I think Blair Witch will be the meat of that, and then we can taper down after with the Toonami stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just Cartoon Network in general. So.
Oh yeah.
I got logos, 3D printed.
All
Nice.
right. Well, that was
How
exciting.
big of a nerd I am.
Did y'all enjoy that format? Did y'all enjoy this episode?
Yeah, we should
Okay.
definitely do it again.
Yeah, everybody got a good chance to talk about their games, and yeah, it was fun to play it in, like you said, this style. Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to doing this with consoles where I had like 80 games, like GameCube, Super Nintendo. Yeah, I'm going to blow your mind with N64. Like I said, that's gonna be a good one.
What was that, Vico?
If we get a guest up in here, we should totally play it with the guest.
That would be fun as fuck if we can find a guest.
Yeah.
If Mr. Zay was in here, he would have been like Mortal Kombat 4, just Street Fighter Alpha 3, and Tekken.
That would have been difficult as fuck, bro.
No, that would have been simple. He loves metal. He loves Street Fighter, so that would have been no. It would have been he would have went with Tekken. It would have been or Mortal Kombat would have been the one he hated because he
No,
prefers.
he'd have picked what's the one I said? Primal Rage, that fighter game
Perhaps
with the gorillas and the chimps, or not the two gorillas and the three T-Rexes. That one. The Kongs and
I
the
like
Rexes.
that game visually, but playing it, I didn't enjoy it.
The combos, you couldn't do them. The combos were impossible to do. I had it. I had all the toys. I loved that stuff. But then when the guy played the game, I'm like, this sucks. So I still play Killer Instinct to this
I
day.
did like a lot that nobody likes. I used to like Shaq Fu.
I forgot about Shaq.
Did you play the sequel?
No, I never did. It's on the Xbox store.
Mm-hmm. For some
I
reason.
think it came out like 2 years ago, maybe.
I think it came out like
Yeah,
21.
it's been a couple years.
Yeah, it's been a while back.
Anyway,
we could do a live review of the Action 62 with Cheetah Man or whatever that game was.
Action 52. Yeah. Right,
Action 52. Yeah, that.
The Chester Cheetah game is so much fun, but it's so difficult, bro.
What system's that on?
Sega.
Oh,
I mean, there was a Super Nintendo version, I believe, as well.
damn.
Yeah, it's also on Nintendo.
Well, let's talk about what we could do for another game episode off stream, and let's wrap it up. Look at
Sounds
us
good to me,
finishing
boys.
before 11 o'clock.
That's what she said.
Well, wait, I could go on a tirade if you want, real quick, so we can get to 11 o'clock.
Okay, go ahead. What do you got?
So, the media, man, they're like in on the conspiracies and whatnot, man. They're talking to the aliens and they're trying to
Everyone, that's
control our
been Nostalgia
minds,
Bait.
man.
Remember,
I was
we
like,
jerk off
whoa!
your nostalgia, so I guess you don't get your hands dirty. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope to see y'all next week. We are wrapping out, man.
Take it easy.